Okay. Did we? Oh, we're started.
Yay!
Yay! Hi, guys. We're here with Priya Gilman. And Priya, oh my gosh, it's our first episode together. Hopefully, I'll have you again because I have a feeling we're gonna connect here. With over 20 years of experience, Priya has pioneered a groundbreaking personal and professional development methodology, assisting thousands through workshops, retreats, virtual sessions, and guide training programs to overcome their inner blocks and foster a rejuvenated sense of wholeness and connection, facilitating real transformative change in their lives. How amazing is that, guys? Oh my gosh, can't wait to know more. So let's see. Would you like to share more about your story, background, who you are, anything you'd like to share?
Yes, of course. So I was born in Israel, and
I lived
yes,
there for 4 years. I love it. Where in Israel?
in Tel Aviv.
That's where I lived.
Yeah, yeah,
Amazing.
third generation in Tel Aviv. I really love the city and the ocean. It's so
Yes.
nice to swim every day. But as a teenager, already before being a teenager, I wasn't really happy internally. Externally nobody could see it. I had friends. I was socially I was okay. I studied at school. Everything was okay from outside, but inside I felt a lot of sadness. I was interested in other people since I remember myself. I met an old friend a few weeks ago. We grew up together, and she said, "You don't remember, always you helped us, as kids." And I started to remember that I loved listening to other people, challenges, and friends always felt comfortable to cry on my shoulder. But I think it's because of the depth I felt, and the depth of my feelings. And I was really going by the book. I went to college, I learned finance, everything was really okay, like more mind the journey of being a good student, a good daughter, and everything, a good partner. I had a partner back then, but I was sad. I always knew that I'm sad and I really want something else. I didn't know what. So I started to do martial art. I started to learn kung fu. I did transcendental meditation when I was 17 already, but I didn't find the answers. I went to all kind of workshop, and it didn't come from my parents. But I had this question about life. So after college, I left to India and I traveled for 10 years. I'm not going to tell you everything, we'll need hours for that. But I think in my travels, I met many teachers, practiced different kind of meditations. Some helped me, some didn't. I really went to all kind of interesting things that I will never teach again, but I was very adventurous. And I think my biggest question was, like, is this life, like just getting married, having two kids, good job, and then dying the age of 85 or 90. I felt I'm missing something, and there were moments that I saw beauty. I knew it's supposed to be beautiful in India or Thailand. It's supposed to be beautiful, but you don't really enjoy. So I was blocked and I didn't know why. So thanks to a lot of guidance, and a lot of beautiful teachers and workshop techniques and retreats, I discovered the tools that are helping me to connect to my heart, to learn to trust myself, learn communication, relationships, connection to nature and something that is beyond. And slowly, I became happy and present until the moment I said, "This is it. I'm happy. I'm okay. I'm content. I don't want anything to change." So the mindset journey is all the tools that help me.
Wow. I still have those existential moments, like those existential questions. I'm like, what exactly is my purpose on this earth? Like, I feel like it shouldn't be about me anymore. I'm at the point in my life where I don't really need the fame anymore. I used to want to be this famous actress. I don't care for that. How can I help? How can I, yeah. How do you
Yes, it's
get
like the
there?
purpose for you and me right now is to connect, to do that. And this is the only purpose because this is it. This is the moment. Nothing else exists. And if you take that from moment to moment, you don't need to think like people think, what is my vision? What is my purpose? What I want to achieve? They think about the future. I, my, me. And it's beautiful that you are saying, I dropped that already,
Yeah.
and being in the moment and real connection because you see people are not really connecting.
Right. How did you get so through your journey, like how did you get to where you are to actually understand your purpose and to get rid of that block like you called it? How did you
I
get
feel
there?
that really every place I visited was one layer on the top of the other. I started more, I started with therapy since I was 4. I went to a psychologist because my parents were divorced and they sent me to someone. And I was with him for many years until he died. Really beautiful old man. I don't remember what we talked about. I remember that I felt good after because he released, but then I also remember that I walked, outside of his office for a few blocks and then I suffered again. So it gave me a relief. And the things I remember from him the most that one time in a session, he took a cup of tea and he was drinking. And he said, wow, now I feel the warmth in my body and I feel the taste. And this cup of tea is my whole world. Now, I didn't understand it back then. I was a teenager. I said, what is talking about? But it stayed with me, and after many years, I really could go back and remember that and be thankful that he had this moment of meditation. He talked a lot about his wife that he loved so much and about the tea. And so he couldn't really pass it to me because you read books, right? Be in the moment. You read
Yes.
books, you hear lectures, but it's only words, right? And this is why I really believe in practice, like daily practice. I wasn't really a great student in a way of, don't tell my kids, yeah, but doing homework every day and having a really nice notebook like my son, have, and I wasn't good in that. But when I found a practice, and when teacher told me, listen, sit twice a day, 30 minutes zazen without moving, I don't know why, but I did that. And I tried many other things that didn't help, but I was a good student in the spiritual world. I wasn't a good student maybe in a regular school. Even though I went to college, I was an okay student, but I wasn't passionate about that. So, I think if I can share a few, of course, I want to share a few tools today.
Yes.
The main thing I realized that I'm hard with myself. I was really, really hard with myself. So everything was nice outside. But my mind, you're not good enough. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Checking me after. It's like a policeman or a jailer or a critic. This was good, this wasn't good, right? A strict teacher. And I was not nice to myself. And so no matter what I did, I couldn't really enjoy it. Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, I think a lot of people can relate, and myself included. Yeah, I'm always like, man, I should have done this differently. I could improve here. I'm not good here. This can, it's just, we always want more. We always think we're not enough. Yeah.
exactly. And then stress and then, self-doubt. So I had that big time. And then there was sorry, I want to ask something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how can someone begin to rely on their inner vision and intuition when it feels unfamiliar or difficult?
It's a good question because the problem that the mind will bring confusion. And even though you have intuition, let's say you have intuition, you have a vision, and you feel it's right, but the mind, if the mind, the practical part inside us, will not help us manifest, it will not happen. We need this part, that will help us, the partner, the protector, the mind, the thoughts. If the thoughts will be like you cannot do it, comparing you to other people, and criticizing you, how can you even start your day and use your full power? So I started to work with that, and I have a meditation we can do called labeling meditation. This is not a relaxing meditation in the end. It's a meditation that you really start to label your thoughts. You sit and you hear your thoughts and you label that, and this will create a separation between you and your mind.
Dang.
First, if we can do it now, if you want, for before we
Yes.
continue.
Yes, I would love to. I'm so open minded.
Yeah, it's so nice. I'm really, really happy to be with you. It's really fun.
Yes, me too. Thank you.
So this is the first meditation that I usually teach, and the benefit again is to learn how to work with your mind, with all the things we talked about. So stay with your eyes open. I will
Okay.
just explain the meditation, and then we'll practice it for a few minutes. So imagine you're in a train station, and trains are passing by. Every train is a thought. Word, 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 train passed. And I will ask you soon not to go on board, to hear your thought and then to give it a label, like a label on a product, one word, and then come back to the moment. Now, what is waiting for us in the moment right now? For example, the sounds. I hear people outside. What do you hear?
I don't hear
What
anything. It's so quiet.
do
Just
you hear?
birds.
Your laptop or something?
Just birds.
Birds. Oh, you are lucky.
Yeah.
So birds will be your present. Yeah, the train station, the sensation in your body, your breath, right? This will be your train station, the moment. And then train will come. I will demonstrate for a second. So I'm sitting, listening. Well, I hear cars, yeah, people, and then a thought will come. The thought that came is what should I eat for lunch?
Okay, you hungry?
Yeah, I didn't
I'm
eat a
with
lot.
you.
Yeah. So instead of going and thinking about it, right? I have a few options here around in San Francisco. I have really good places. I don't want to think about it now. I'm meditating. So I will say lunch, one word, and I will come back to the moment. And then breath, sensations, sound, another thought will come. I have a session later. So I will say session and come back. Let's practice it for a minute, and we'll talk about the benefits later of doing it 15 minutes a day. Okay?
15, okay.
So close your eyes, everyone. Take a deep breath in and out, listening to the sounds, feeling the sensations in your body. Maybe you have a place of discomfort, a leg, lower back, shoulders. Feel your breath, observe your breath, breathing in and out. And then every thought that is coming, give it a label. And if you can, you can say it out loud. So just give it a label out loud of every thought that is coming.
The celebrity that just answered my email.
Yes. So you can say celebrity or email and come back to your body. One word. Even though I'm curious, I will not ask. One word and coming back to the moment. Yeah. Breathing.
Scheduling content for
Yes.
the week. Oh God.
Yes. No, no. Wait. It's only the beginning. So pick a word. I don't need to understand. You can say schedule or week and come back to your body.
Content.
Yeah. Yes. And continue. You're doing great.
Homeless. We have to feed the homeless this Saturday.
Mhm.
Yes. Trying
Continue.
to work.
One word, and you come back. You just give a label.
Work. Organize event. Oh, one word. Event.
Yes. And coming back to your breath, to the sound. And I'm adding you music to the sound.
Oh, this is amazing.
You listen to the music. And every thought that is coming, give it a label. One word. You can continue.
Funeral. Work. Dinner. My head is random.
Good. So it's just a demonstration, but if you do it for 15 minutes slowly, you learn that the thoughts are slowing down. There is a
Mm-hmm.
gap between the thoughts, and also you learn that your thoughts are random. It's like they call it in the East the jumping monkeys, right? The jump from thought to thought, from subject to subject. I do it sometimes in the studio with many people, half with blindfold,
Oh wow.
doing the labeling, and half are writing the labels of the person. And then in the end, so you don't know who is writing your labels, and you don't put a name on the top. In the end, everybody are putting, the papers in the middle of the studio, and you see it's quite the same. People
Interesting.
think about 15 people in their lives, so different names, but people think about things they need to do, or the past, or emotion, or if there is a song, they can think about sunset or bird. But we have a repetitive thoughts again and again. It's not useful, it's not efficient, it's tiring, sometimes it's negative, and we don't have really many times control of the voice in your mind that create reality.
It's so true. Yeah. And how do you, when I see these strains, for example, I have a funeral coming up, even though it's right now, how can, and it hasn't happened yet, it's going to be next week, but how do I move it so then it's not constantly on my mind?
So the question is, let's take the funeral as an example. So first of all, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then do you think it's coming because you feel sadness and mourning, or do you think it's coming because you have things to prepare to do and to fly and to organize?
Well, it's local, so at least I don't have to fly. But it's, I think on Sunday I was in the church, so I knew where my friend would sit, so it was a reminder there. Then every time I go in certain places, I get reminders. Then, so it's just I kept getting reminders, and maybe a part of me is also like looking forward to this moment of kind of like saying goodbye, so then I can move on and I don't know. It's like a weird
So,
feeling, you know?
so this is a beautiful example. Thank you for sharing that, because this is more emotional. It's not like a thought. I need to do a schedule. I need to make a schedule. I need to go to a meeting. Sometimes thoughts like that, it's more from the heart, and it's a part of you that wants some attention. Do you cry freely usually?
Well, yeah, I get, yeah, if for example you're tear eyed, I'll be like, reverse.
Good, good.
Yes.
So you cried about that, about this loss.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
sometimes people they don't cry freely. They get those thoughts in order to take a moment. When you lose someone, it's really good to take every day, like maybe time to sit with yourself, to cry, to think about this person. It's like separating with a loved one. Also, it's like death as well. So in
Yeah.
the beginning, after we separate, we think about this person over and over. We're obsessed, right? And then slowly, slowly, with time, we have less thoughts. So this is different. It's more from the heart. It's the part of the one attention to feel. Yeah, I think the labeling meditation are really good with thoughts about what you need to do in the near future, in the long term future, about things that blaming yourself, more thoughts that are about the yesterday or 2 days ago or tomorrow or 2 days from now. More this part is the labeling. The emotions are something else. Emotion I always recommend to give it space actually.
Interesting. Wow, good to know. Yeah, because it's always been like, how do I detach from this thought that keeps occurring? And it's just, but yeah, thank you. Stay in the moment, basically.
Yes, if your heart wants to think about, it's a he or she
Key.
to think
and
about
and
him.
it's
So,
painful for his wife. I feel so bad. She's devastated.
so give it time every day to mourn, to cry, to send love, to call her, to just give it time. Give it time. When we separate from a loved one, for example, we need to cry every day. We are mourning, right? We have an arrow in our heart. It happened to you in your life probably as a woman. It happened to everyone, that a heart is broken and you're bleeding.
Yeah.
So of course you will think about that. So those thoughts I will not push. Sometimes at work you need to focus at work, but afternoon, evening, it's good to bring it and to express it and to cry and to release and to share. The heart needs this kind of support.
Wow. Thank you. What would be like, what practices or mindset shifts have helped you or your clients
So
cultivate like deep acceptance and inner worth?
yes. So we have, I'm separating the practices to three parts: the mind, heart, and center. And I'm using a lot this modality. So the mind is the thoughts, right? The heart is the feelings, the self. People say, like, I'm hard with myself. I criticize myself. So the I is the ego, the mind. The heart is the self. And there is the higher self, the center, the awareness, the observer. And different practices depends what you want to work with. So the labeling meditation is more for the mind. It's like you learn how to tame your mind, to tame the bull, they call it in the East, and to really learn how to decide what when you think and when you don't want a vacation from thoughts. And when labelings are there, when you are doing this label, slowly every day, slowly you can really decide, which train to take, because sometimes we need to think, and which train to say, not now, I don't want to think about it now. You have the freedom. The mind's supposed to be a tool, not a master. So this meditation I really recommend for the mind. Also journaling is good. Also sharing is good, because the mind is working like, repetitive thoughts. We want to do like to create a door and to just do outing. So the mind needs this kind of attention. Of course, list of things you need to do, not to carry it in your mind. The mind, we need to help the mind. For the heart, it's totally different tools. There's so many people. I don't think you are like that. I think you are connected to your heart, and I use my intuition. But some people don't cry freely, and they will not cry in front of other people, and they will not dance freely, or be social, or look at people's eyes, or hug, or have freedom of the body, and the heart. And then just to sit, labeling meditation, or to sit even zazen will not help. They need to go into the somatic work. Every time you hear in the world about somatic, it's more with the heart and the body. And then I have also in the mindset journey tools to release anger and sadness, and to cry, and to go back to memories, and to release things, and to release fear somatically. It means from the body, that your body release the memory. And I think it's important. I did it in my journey. It helped me very much. um, so I'm doing that as well. Tools like holotropic breath work that you can find anywhere in the world, almost anywhere. Rebirthing, all kind of anger, shouting techniques. I'm using everything. Of course, dancing and exploring the body in order to help people to express their feelings. Sometimes it's so suppressed for
Yes.
so many years, and then you want happiness, but we need to understand, in order to feel happiness and passion, you need to go through the pain sometimes.
It's so true. And do you actually have these courses only in person or do you do online
Online.
as well? Oh, nice.
90% of my work still online since COVID. Yeah, I'm doing everything online, and it's beautiful because people do it in their comfortable place. There is benefit also. It's very intimate work. So that you're doing it in your bed, in your room, on your sofa, with your tea and your blanket. But there is something also very powerful in doing it together. I just
Right.
came back Thursday to Sunday. I had a retreat in the forest, and we had a beautiful studio, and we did everything there. So in retreat, I don't talk a lot because people came, in person, and I want to use the time in order to explore things through the body. Because you can say things about yourself or think things about yourself, but then the body knows. So some people have say, I have no fears, but then we do exercise and they're really afraid.
Interesting.
So we learn how to not only talk about, but also overcome it through exercise.
Why do you think so many people struggle with that? Like, with finding inner love, or being feeling free to be themselves. Why is that, and how can
So
they
with
change that?
Yes, of course. So basically, I see my daughter is 9 years old, and she's looking at the mirror. I'm so beautiful today. you know, she's dancing. She's playful. She came to visit my retreat. Everybody loved her. She hugged everyone. Very open. But it happened because we experienced fear and sadness. So I, for example, my parents divorced when I was 4. So I went out of the dream world of this experience that everybody are friends and I'm safe and I can be myself. I went out of that when I was 4. Other people, they move a country, need to learn a new language, or parents divorce, or something at school, or something at home, or bullying, or kind of abuse. So we don't need a lot, by the way, because kids are so soft.
Yeah.
And then the mind need to take over. You learn you need to protect yourself. You learn that you need to take care of yourself, sometimes also on others, and when you are young. And your mind take over, and the heart is suppressed. The self is the freedom is suppressed. And usually it starts with anger. I don't know if you remember anger, but if it's not allowed to show anger, it will boil into sadness inside. And
And
then if people
depression.
don't cry, we'll went into depression. So basically, there is a good reason that it happened, and it needed to happen because the protector needed to come in order to protect you. But then just continue, people continue like that for many years, and there is a lack of happiness. Some people do the work and then they explore, and some people don't do the work and they're always like that, in control, on guards, and hard with themselves. Self love, you had self love, but you lost it. Maybe you had it a little bit. Maybe you did it. Some people I met have 20, 22 years. It's amazing. And then there is a reason you lost it and you want to come back to it. If you are born and the first thing you saw is a very harsh parent, you didn't have self love. You had, you didn't, maybe you had few glimpses of few months or few years, but maybe you don't remember even. So, but people that come to spirituality, they believe there is something that that to achieve or to be.
Right.
Other than suffering. So the tools to do it is to connect to it's few things. First, to calm the mind because the mind is still afraid. The mind lives back then. It's still protecting, the child. The heart is the child. So we want to do all kind of things to help the child grow and to release and to trust the body and to trust other people and to create many good moments of freedom and safety. And for me, the most important thing is the meditation of Zen, just to sit in the center, in the moment, because there is so much noise. And if you sit and bring all those voices back to the moment, there is a sensation of safety. There is somebody leading right now. I decided to sit 30 minutes. The man is saying, what, you are crazy? You have emails, you have meetings, you have things, you have laundry, you have cooking. Now you are sitting doing nothing? The heart is saying, I don't want to sit. I want to paint. I want to meet friends. I want to go to the ocean. I want to lay down. I want to eat something. So when you sit 30 minutes or any 15 minutes meditation, it's the higher self choose. And then the younger parts inside you can really feel, oh, there is, again, there is guidance at last, guidance that I lost basically. I don't have anymore. So I think the practice is the most important.
Practice. So you always how many times a day would you recommend sitting there in peace and quiet and doing meditation? Or
So it can be even 1 minute meditation. Sometimes, 1 minute meditation, we can also do that if you want. And then you can do many times a day, just coming back to your body. We forget to breathe.
so
Um,
breathing is key.
uh, so 1 minute meditation, I can teach it soon if you want. So it can be that. It can be the 15 labeling once a day. It can be, we want to choose also something for the heart. And for the heart, it means for the feeling, something you love to do or something you forgot you love to do. When I did a retreat, in the end, I asked them, okay, now I want you to take a decision and to promise yourself something you are going to do in front of everyone. It gives like a lot of, you feel after, okay, I want to do it. I need to do it. Also, we have a meeting in 2 weeks after the retreat. And I said, I will ask you if you're doing that or not.
Yes.
Everybody laughed. Yeah. So, because it's so hard, right, to practice. So people said wonderful things. One said, I want to walk with my dog every day calmly and not to rush. One said, I want to, she's not working for a while. I want to believe in myself and start to, to invest in my profession. It doesn't have to be something that is hard, but it's something new for you. One said, I wanted to, going to dance every day for 3 songs every day, you know.
Oh.
So everybody, there are many people, but everybody said something else. One said sculpturing, and the other like all kind of beautiful things. So I think it's like something to choose a practice that is challenging you, not something you already do or you're comfortable with.
What about, because I have so many that I want to do, but I can't pick one.
You what?
I have so many I want to do, but the problem is I have to only pick one because you can't really spread yourself so thin trying to start 100 things. But I'm passionate about real estate. I also love planning events. I also love acting. I'm also an expert in marketing, and I could help people with that. I also have the podcast, so it's like, girl, just pick one.
I
Which
don't.
one?
I think there is something so beautiful about you because the heart. It's hard to pick. You see kids that are excited from every day, and they're excited for so many things, and it's beautiful. In one hand, you are alive, you are passionate, you are not depressed, you are full with energy. I think it's beautiful, and I feel also about you that your heart is open. You cry freely, you dance freely, you know how to talk to people. You're spontaneous in your questions. We had a list of questions. We didn't touch that. You are flowing. So I think you have the gift of your heart. You don't need that. But I feel you said something about hard with myself that you resonate with that. So I would give you the labeling meditation more. It's more boring. It's a little bit boring for people like us that are excited from life. But this is the thing, to sit without in a good posture for 15 minutes without moving and to do the labeling will help you tame your mind. And then everything is possible. And
Wow.
in order to choose, people say, "Yeah, if you choose one and go deep, it's better because you get to the oil, right? It's deep inside." And so people say that. But I feel that the choice will need to be from the center. It means that your heart is passionate about many things, and also you have many gifts. I hear you have many gifts, different gifts. The mind also want to choose something that is more efficient, it will, bring the financial security. The money for the mind, things like that are important, and it's important as well. Status, even, things like that. That also the mind want to be challenged. Want something interesting, something new to learn. So the mind needs to be also on board, not only the excitement, right, and the heart. And then the vision is sometimes you came to do something and it can change, but for now there is something that is right for you right now in this period.
Right.
And then it's more connecting to the universe, to nature, to something beyond you, and read the signs. There are signs already pointing you to do something from all those things, and you know already what it is.
Yes, it's so wild you said that because I I'm like everybody that I see that I speak with seems like is a realtor. I turn on the TV is a real estate commercial. I look on my Instagram and so is selling a house. I'm like, I think the universe is telling me what I need to like which one I need to do right now. You're
Yes,
right.
this is it. So you do that, and maybe in a few years it will change, and you will feel already because you are a person that wants to. You can evolve a lot, but for
Yes.
now there is something that is right for you right now for all of us, and there is something, and also location wise, there is a place we're supposed to be. The tree you need to be planted in the right soil, and the soil can change. You don't know what happened to you that you felt, I cannot be here anymore, it's not the right place for me anymore. And then to trust and to read the signs, where to go. right? So this is more that this. I want every decision to consider the practical part inside us, the emotional part, to be excited about that, and also to connect to life and to understand what is our purpose right now.
Wow. Yes. How amazing. And I feel like there's something definitely divine about our meeting because we both lived. I mean, you actually were born in Israel. Israel is still my favorite. I feel like that's home to me. That's what I felt
Wow.
home. Even though I'm Romanian, but I lived in Israel. Those were the best years of my life. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm talking to someone from,
Um,
oh,
I'm
and
so
all
happy to
this.
hear that.
Yes, me too. Such a, yeah. What is your best memory from home,
The
from
people,
Israel?
the
The
people. It's
people.
always around my friends and my family. They're coming to visit, but I have a really good group of friends there since early age, and there are people that we are different profession totally. I mean,
That's
when I
interesting.
left Israel and I started to travel, going to spirituality, my friends thought I'm crazy. Yeah, but those group of people, every time we meet, we feel a lot of safety and love, unconditional love. And I miss that really very much. I have friends also here and people I love and a lot of students, and but there is something there, just sitting in the living room together, going to the ocean together,
Yeah.
sitting around the bonfire, very real, very authentic. And because we are so different, it's also interesting.
There's so much
Uh,
to learn.
Connection. Israel, family, and the babies in the family, the kids. Yeah, and I think Israel, not now, but it's a good place to visit because there is the desert and there is the ocean and there is the forest, and you can really, there is a lot of power there, a lot of energy.
Energy, yeah, the energy is so powerful. And we actually did the med, dead, and red in one
Yes.
day. It's so
Wow.
impressive. You guys can, yeah, literally, you can go ski in the morning and just play and swim with the dolphins in the evening, the same day. That's how impressive. Like, there's no place
You
like
can do
that.
it because you have a lot of energy. Not everybody can do it.
I literally have done it all. I loved it. Everything. I went to just all of the Christian sites, all of the Jewish sites, all of the everything. Just, it's so much history and so much energy and so much to explore. I highly encourage people to go. Even right now, I think the fake news saying is not safe. I have a lot of friends there. It's safe.
It's true. When it's interesting when you're far, it's different because I'm calling my friends. Where are you? I'm in a cafe in Tel Aviv. Where are you? You're on the beach, and you read things, and like you know what I mean. It's totally different than the reality itself.
So
But
true.
there is a lot of sadness and mourning right now in Israel. I mean, a lot of family experience loss, so the energy is different. But I really feel that people can overcome it. This is the thing. If you're a person that express, that know how to cry, that know how to mourn, you know also how to be happy and to heal. And I think that this is the beautiful of people in Israel. They have a lot of emotions, for good and bad, right?
Yep.
But then you can heal faster. Yeah.
True.
If you're suppressed, you can sometimes keep the pain forever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're very resilient people, for sure, and confident. They're very confident. So, would you have a question about confidence for you? Because you're also a very confident person. I love your energy. What does it mean to you to embrace confidence? Not as perfection, but as self acceptance. If that makes sense.
Yes. So this, I wasn't confident inside. I was, I remember my first college presentation. I was standing with a piece of paper and my hand was shaking and I couldn't see the words. Or I didn't dance in weddings. I was like, don't talk to me, don't pull me.
Really?
So I wasn't confident, unfortunately, for many years. I
Oh.
had really bad thoughts about myself. I didn't think I'm beautiful. I didn't accept my body.
What?
Yeah. So I think that all of that happened for me in order for me to find the solution and to find the tools to teach others. So I'm not sorry about all those years of misery. But and also I feel because I was there, I can understand people and I believe in people. I said if I could do it, everybody can do it. I really say it all the time to my students. I was there. I know what you feel right now. Believe me. So the only thing I was brave enough is traveling, and this was a gift that I felt. I'm going to travel. I'm going to explore. I'm going to find the answers, and I wanted. I'm going to get there. I had this confidence that I will not give up because this is. We're talking about life, not about small things. So I had this passion in a way that came, and until today, this is my favorite thing is teachers, meditation. This is like my hobby and my work. So what helped me, so first of all, this is the beauty. It's easy. When you don't have thoughts, when you don't have this, voice inside that tells you that you can't do it because so many excuses, because you are tired, because you're not talented, because he can do it better, whatever, you can do everything because everything that comes to your way, you can do it actually. There is a reason. Right? This partner that you have is your partner for now for a reason. You can do it. This job offer or this thing is there for a reason. So without the voice, we are unstoppable. And another thing is the courage is in the heart, in the body. The courage is there. The courage is not in the mind. The mind will always be afraid. So the mind, or will not be there because you already arrived to the state of no mind, or will always be afraid. So you have a choice, and you have so many small choices in your daily day life. If to choose the mind and the fear and the small, I don't have time, I need to rush, the small personality, or to choose to do it actually. And it can be anything. It can
Nice.
be
Yeah.
even think about things in the last few days. We all the time in small crossroad. Not even think about the big thing. Small things. We in small crossroad about if to call a friend that we are not really in a good term with and to solve that or not. If to call a parent and to try again and to bring love or not. If to date to go to you see somebody nice. If you are single, if to do this move or not. We have small decision to make, and you have opportunity to practice fear. You see fear, you hear fear, you shake, your heart beats, but you do it anyway.
Yeah.
You do it anyway. My daughter asked me like a few months ago, what is to be courageous? I said, to feel the fear, but to do it anyway. To raise your hand in class, to say whatever you wanted and not what you think is right. This is courage.
It's so true. If there was like a path to becoming confident, what would be like the actionable steps? Like, if there's like you do this, then you do this, then you do. If somebody is completely shy, very like self-conscious, really afraid of things, and doesn't like to, is really blocked. How can they? Okay, maybe just tell them like baby steps. Do this today, do this then. And is there anything like that that might help them?
Yeah, it's a good question. Wow, it's beautiful. I think the first thing, so I'm trying to think what I want them to understand and then what to do. The first is to understand that you are not the voice, you are not the mind. And the mind will tell you from the morning you wake up until the evening, will will tell you things you cannot do or will guide you to do things you don't really need to do when it is not the right guidance. And the problem, if you listen to this podcast and you understand that your mind took you to the best place you can, but you know you have another stage to go, or you understand the way of the mind didn't really work as planned, you're in a good place because then there is other ways. So the first thing I will do every morning is to choose a mantra, to say something good to yourself. I always encourage myself. I don't do it out loud. People will think I'm crazy, but I'm talking to myself a lot in a very positive way, very soothing way. Like, how do you feel now? Good morning. What do you need? Do you need a cold shower, a hot shower, a cup of tea, a cup of cocoa maybe today? We have this younger part that needs attention. I'm very nice to myself. And so maybe a mantra to say something that you need to hear. And it's very personal, right? There is a general mantra people say, life is beautiful, everything is all right. But you can do more personal. Like, um, maybe something, if you're very critical to yourself, a compliment, or if you have something important today to say, it will be wonderful, you can do it. To really be like the positive teacher, the positive guide, the beautiful parent that maybe you didn't have. So mantra and self-talk will help. This is one. Second is to connect to your body. You know, we forget sometimes to go to the bathroom, to the restroom. We forget to eat. We eat too much. We are not connected. So I think the first thing is to every day, a few times, to do the 1 minute meditation and to connect to your body, and you will see, wow, I was all that here. Go, 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 go. I need something that I didn't know. I need to lay down. I need to stretch. I need to eat. I need to drink. So this is also. It's hard for me to choose. I have so many things we can do, but I'm thinking about small things that everybody can do, and you cannot say I don't have time, right?
Yes.
Um, Journaling for 1 page a day, 1 page only, you know, just to do outing. And if I need to say, do 2 minutes or dancing or coloring or something for the heart. Not everybody likes to dance. You like to dance?
Oh yeah, I love dancing.
So many times we dance, and, oh, why we don't do it more, right?
Yes.
Do it something to move your body. So with the way I think, when I need to answer a question, I'm thinking mind, heart, and center. So I'm saying journaling is for the mind, 1 page a day, everybody can do. For the heart, you can do dancing 2 minutes, one song a day. You have a time, or you can do some art, 10 minutes a day. And the 1 minute meditation is for more for the center. Now, how it will help? Because basically we have the answer from within. We already know from moment to moment what to do, what not to do. We know. But if we are not connected to the body and we are only in the mind, we cannot really hear and we cannot really know. Right? We're
So true.
confused. So all those small things that you can do will connect you back, and then maybe intuition will grow.
I realized, so 2 years ago, I went and did some stuff to my mouth and did all kinds of changes. And they were mainly because I kept like grinding my teeth, and they were so worn out, and it would cause me migraines. And then in that November of that year, after I finished the work, I just got so sad. I feel like I was depressed. I don't know what that, because I've never felt like that. But basically, I had two options. I remember I was like, you know what? I need to snap out of this because this is not who I am. Because everything that is positive, then the mind will try to come up with the same equal amount of negatives. So every time I'll be like, you know what, but at least I don't have a migraine. But then the mind would be like, but they're so yellow and they look like shit. And then this. So I was like, wait, no, the hell with this negativity. The goal is more important than not have a migraine. I actually, and now I grew to like my smile again. But it's like you have to be able to discern and just snap out of it and just tell yourself, you know what? Hell no. Get out of this negative thing. It's not worth it.
Totally,
Yeah.
because it's not really good or bad. Negative, there is, and if you talk to yourself and you calculate, there is negative and positive, but it's still the mind calculating. So you just stop thinking about yourself. I, my, me, good, bad, I want, I don't. Just be present. And you said in the beginning, be present with others, be present now, right? And the
Yes.
now is from moment to moment. And then everything will fall into place. And because people think until a certain age it can work for us, right? People are high achiever. The best student that I have is people or that got sick or that had something wrong, like they didn't plan. For example, something bad they didn't plan, for a divorce or fired at work or things like that. They got a wake up call, right? And they surrender. The mind is saying, wow, I didn't plan that, and I want to learn more. And then they're open to learn, right? And to let go of everything. For
Yeah.
me, it's very hard with practice because I'm a really big believer in practice, but I also don't want people to feel bad if they didn't practice. You don't want to feel bad, oh, I didn't practice today, I'm not good enough.
Oh, yeah, because that
So
could happen. It's like, oh, man.
yeah, because we are busy, and again we want to be compassionate to ourselves. In the same time, I would like people to get to the point that a day with practice is different than a day without practice. So the practice can be dancing, journaling, and sitting. And you see, when you do this half an hour thing, that are, three different things in half an hour, is, oh my gosh, I feel much better today. All my day looked different. My state of mind was different. And the next day I didn't practice and I was more a little bit negative. It's worth it,
It's so
right?
true. You are so right. For me, practice is because I'm Christian, so for me, practice is reading the Bible. Like, I read 2 chapters every night, and I realized whenever I don't do that, I don't sleep well. The next morning, I'm like, irascible. It's so true. Whatever works for you, either, calm, sit down, breathe, meditate, whatever. But that's like my thing. Like, I can't go to sleep without reading. It's not gonna be
Yeah,
a good day.
it's so important what you read before bed. Some people see sometimes horror movie or action movie before bed, or the worst, reading news or something. They will
Yeah,
not sleep well. What
true.
you get, the input before bed is really important. To read the Bible, to read poems, to anything, even if it's the same thing again and again, right?
Yeah,
But you decide to go like that, to put yourself like that to bed, like a child. You will not read news to a child and say good night, have good dreams, right?
true.
Yeah.
It's true. Yes. I want to ask you about freedom to be yourself. Because a lot of people, they're like, but I don't know what to do with my life exactly, how to be myself. What does true inner freedom mean to you? And how can someone start, releasing themselves from all these self imposed expectations?
So you go to all kind of classes. Let's say you decided to go to any class for your, hobbies, and then the mind start to criticize the people, the teacher, the everything. This is a good sign to stay, actually, because it means there is resistance, there is fear. You start to date someone, and your heart is falling in love, but you start to criticize, everything, the way he's talking, the belt, the jacket. I don't know, it's a good time to stay, because it means there is fear, it means there is resistance. And then to see what's going on there, to really inquire patiently, not to run
Interesting.
away or to rush, to inquire patiently, like, why I have resistance, why I have negativity, what there is for me to learn here. We have time.
Interesting.
And then and in the same time, to the same with ourselves. What do I want to say now? What do I want to do now? Even to ask yourself a few times a day, what do I want right now? What do I want? We all the time do things we need to do, but actually, what I want to do, to ask yourself 4 or 5 times a day, right? And the answer will always be there, right?
Wow.
Sometimes you want to continue conversation, but your mind telling you need to rush for the next thing. Sometimes you want to eat something, and the mind is saying it's not in my diet. Or we have this inner debate between the mind and heart all the time,
So
right?
true.
So to give freedom to the heart is the part to always tell you what I want to do, and the mind what you need to do. In order to start to develop this freedom and self trust, you start to listen to what the heart wants to do, the heart wants to say. Because in the mind we're quite the same, but the gifts are in the heart, right? So slowing down, and don't believe you're in a hurry, and then start to really connect to yourself and to the people around you. Everything happened for a reason. You go to buy, I had go to buy something. Look at the person's eyes. Who is this person? Ask a question that nobody asked him before. He's standing there for hours. Make a connection. So for me, I think also for myself personally, when I think about it, I like to surprise myself every day, to do things differently. So this is the thing that you start to connect to this freedom inside you, the part that wants to be free. It's like a child. Children are not thinking a lot before they give you a hug, before they're laying down on the floor and do that, right? They don't think at all. You don't want to do that. But if you recognize anger, don't just continue and eat something or drink something to calm it down or go to bed. Anger is there for a reason. Do you want to explore it? Like, why I'm angry right now? Did somebody cross my boundaries? If I had freedom, what I would say right now? What I would do right now? Do I want to say yes or no? So I think it's a beautiful inquiry with yourself to start to connect to what is freedom for you in this moment. And not all the time you can go with freedom. Sometimes we need to do things, right? I have a lot of things on my plate. I cannot just go hiking all day, right?
Yeah.
But if I would have freedom, what I will do, if you have the answer, you're in a good place. So, yeah.
What if, for example, in and this would be a question that I'm sure my friend would be happy to hear the answer to. What if she, in her heart, she wants to reach out to a guy who's not worthy, is he's treating her badly, but there's something there that she just wants to understand. Why is my heart trying get get out of this? Why do I feel like I need to reach out to this person?
Yes. So again, we are using the mind, heart as center. Falling in love, unfortunately, is not enough. Like it's like addiction. Why do I want now ice cream, but I want the whole, a bucket? Because it's tasty. Why do I want this guy? Because I have really great sex with him, or I have fun with him, and I like his taste. It is not. It's not right. But the mind is also need to be on board, and then we need to check. Like I said before with the job, right? It's also in a way, we need to check the person we are going to be with. The question is what you are checking in a guy. And sometimes people are just very critic just to to push people away because they're afraid to love. And other time people really know what to check in a guy or in a partner in order to be happy. And for me, the most important thing in your partner, they call it to be that the partner will be low suffering. And I mean that the person that complain all the time and negative can really drain you. If you live with somebody that's complain and negative, even not about you, because in the beginning it's not about you. You're beautiful, you're amazing, he's nice to you, but he's complaining about his job, he's about his parents, about his friends, he's negative. You don't go to a restaurant, he's saying the negative, like the music is too loud, the food is too cold. You see that there is a negative talk.
Yeah.
In the end, it will also be hard with you. So for me, this is the most important thing that the mind can help you check. And sometimes when the person is high suffering, and not for a while, in general, for years, you decide it's not the right person, and it's very hard, but you need to pull yourself out of there.
That's what I keep telling her.
What?
That's what I keep telling her.
And then it takes time, but we can heal. Mourning, it's like death, right? And it's easier when death is happening to us. Somebody abandoned you, you just cry, 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 and you heal. But to take a decision to really separate, it's painful. It's to cause pain for yourself. But then you time will bring healing and it will pass. So it's like an addiction for sure. It's like I'm helping people to stop addiction. So also the addiction for a specific man or for alcohol or for drugs, it's quite the same. You just really, really, really want it, but you know it's not healthy for you.
You said it. You nailed this one. I was like, wow. I hope she'll listen to you since she's never listened to me. But on a positive, to kind of go into more fun questions, these
Oh,
these questions are not related, but just something fun to kind of
let's
do.
play. Let's play.
What? If you could uninvent one thing, what would it be?
Weapon. Yeah. Especially now it's relevant. And I think that we don't need that. It's so painful and unnecessary. I think about my kid, my Emma. She doesn't. I don't think she knows that people can kill each other. And I always think about the first time they tell them about war at school, and probably it's really shocking for a child. What, people actually hurt each other?
Yeah,
Um, I wish it would not happen in the world, and yeah,
especially nuclear weapon. That's so unnecessary.
exactly. In the past, probably when you wanted to kill an animal, right, it's bow and arrow. but it's more real. The
Yeah.
nuclear, you not even know, what it will hurt. It just, you're not connected to it. Yeah.
Yeah. If your last text was your superhero catchphrase, what would it be?
What do you mean? I didn't understand.
So, if your last, basically, if you could come up with a superhero motto or catchphrase, what would that be? Like, say, like a not a logo, but like a motto.
Oh, I would say every day to people around you, I love you and I'm sorry.
Oh, and I'm sorry.
I think it's good to people to practice to apologize and to share love. And then the communication will be wonderful.
Oh, I love that. A lot of people are in their ego and they do not apologize. But there are
Exactly.
ways, yeah, that's amazing. I like that. What two questions would you ask a time traveler from 200 years in the future?
Are you happy? It's all right. It's all about happiness.
Yeah.
Yes, I really think that the inner work is something that will always, is the most important thing. Not the job, not the relationship, the happiness, the meditation, and the connection. Maybe somebody will invent a pill that everybody takes, and everybody will be happy without the need to practice. Like, who knows? Not a pill that is not drug, something healthy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the big pharma, I don't know. If you lived in a virtual reality world of your own creation, what would it look like?
Oh, I will. It's very easy for me. Okay. So I like tatami floor. It's the Japanese floor. I like the smell and the beauty. So it will be more like Japanese style, with tatami and everything is more clean. This is my center here. We opened a few weeks ago. I'm trying to create it.
Very
So basically, I'm
nice.
trying to create a space, and this is why it's not ready because I want everything to be very peaceful and beautiful and simple. And
So
I don't need
minimalist.
a lot. I don't want a lot. I learned it in my travel that we don't need a lot, and it's better to keep it clear and clean outside, and then the mind will be also clean. So yes, I'm trying to create it now.
Very nice. I love it. I actually was going to comment on your, because I saw the background. I'm like, it looks so peaceful and it looks like very Eastern, like somewhere in Asia or something. Yeah.
It's only the beginning. Yeah,
Wow.
curtain and everything. Yeah.
Beautiful. And you're sitting like in the yoga position?
Yeah, I'm sitting in meditation Zen position. I will show you.
Huh.
It's like more
Oh,
like
yeah.
this.
That's exactly what I envisioned. How cool. You are like the real deal over
Oh
there.
my God.
Wow. That's so awesome. Is there any question that you wish I had asked that I forgot or
No, I feel you're wonderful. I love your podcast and I love your
oh, thank you.
questions and the flow. It was beautiful. I'm really, really thankful
Oh, thank you. Do we want to conclude with a session?
with the meditation. Yes, very
Yes.
much.
Oh,
Okay,
thank you.
so let's close our eyes, relax the shoulders. I hope you can hear the music. I want to start, before we go into meditation, to teach the 1 minute meditation.
Okay.
Every moment in your day, you can close your eyes. If you're sitting on a chair, on a sofa, or in your office. And the first stage is scanning your body. Feel your legs, your knees. If you pay attention, the knees are a bit colder than the rest of the body. Release your belly. Feel the sensation in your chest. Relax your shoulders, your forehead. The hair touches the skin. The first stage is scanning the body. The second stage of the 1 minute meditation is observing your breath without changing the rhythm of your breath. Inhale, exhale. Try to observe 3 breaths. And then ask yourself, what do I hear now? What sounds do I hear? Maybe the music, birds, or a car passing by. When you are doing the 1 minute meditation, you are coming back to the moment and you don't remember what you thought about before. Relax your belly, your eyes. Allow your belly to move as you breathe in and out. Feel your body. Let the body move a little bit, small movements, just to find a good posture for today. We are going to sit Zen meditation. Meditation in which we do nothing, not counting breath, not reciting a mantra, not to think, and not trying not to think. Just sitting with our back straight, shoulders relaxed, doing nothing. This is difficult to the mind to perceive, doing nothing. Sitting, breathing. Soon, quietness will allow you just to be, practicing until a quiet and peace will open up. And inside this peace, you are going to meet someone you love very much, someone you almost forgot about. You are going to meet your true self, who you really are. Music, breath, everything is alright.
Oh, I love that. song.
You may open your eyes.
Wow.
Hmm.
Oh, amazing. And the song. I want to play that song.
I can send it to you.
Please.
Sure.
I'm so relaxed. You guys need to check her out. So I'm gonna put the link, your website's link in the episode. I'll put it there, and you can go on the website and book a session. Oh my
I also have a YouTube channel with the labeling meditation and all kind of lectures, and I train people to do my work every year. So I don't do a lot of private session, but I refer to people that I trained and do a lot of workshop and retreats.
Oh, wow. Okay, so good to know. So I'll add also the YouTube and all of the links so then they can
Thank you.
keep in touch and help each other.
Me too.
You're amazing. Toda raba!
Okay, ciao. Va. Mwah.